Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. Yes, can you tell? I'm out on the fucking street over a year after the pandemic has hit, here out at High Tones off St. Mary Street, and none better than to support one of my favorite bands here in San Antonio. Brings me great pleasure to welcome Bishop and TC Connally of the band Thunder Horse. Gentlemen, what an honor it is to have you back on our show.
Thank you for having us.
Rob, thank you so much for having us. Good to see you, brother.
Oh, man. I love supporting vets like you and quality fucking guys who are still turning out great music, man. I just mentioned the pandemic. Let's start there, because I've read a little bit about the formulation of this record and how you guys worked through the pandemic.
Yep.
How difficult was that for you guys to do that?
It actually wasn't that bad for us, because we, I live a good 3.5, 4 hours away from the guys as it is. Our bass player Dave lives up in Oklahoma, so we've kind of gotten acclimated to having to do the file share thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad for us. I mean, obviously the writing process was a little bit more cumbersome because we had to write via file share this time instead of actually getting into a room. But it was different. But I think that's what kind of enhanced the album and made it sound a little bit different. You know, it gave us time to kind of go down the rabbit hole.
It sounds amazing, and we're going to jump into that in a little bit. But it too, I mean, the debut really set the band off on a good foot forward, I think. It got a lot of acclaim. You guys hit the charts nationally on the Doom charts. But this record, like you just said, seems like it's like a step above. What did you guys, do you guys do anything different for this record as far as writing? And I don't know, TC, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I can just hear you so much more on this record. Like your solos are like all over this record. Not even when you're soloing, just harmonizing with the rhythm.
Oh yeah, I think most of it was Steven. Steven kind of wanted to take a different approach musically on this album. And it's this kind of Steven's musically, I enhance it a little bit, write some tunes, and Dave writes some riffs, you know what I mean? But, Steven wanted to go in a little bit more different direction, a little bit more melodic choruses and stuff, sing-along stuff, you know what I mean? And it worked out great, you know what I mean? And just the guitars are basically, when he's not singing and I can fill in and play some stuff, then it's all good.
Your signature tone is all over this record. And then I kind of hear you guys did have like that fuzzy type of rhythm going on.
Yeah.
I can kind of hear that a little bit more, but it just sounds so much better on my stereo too. Yeah, really.
The same guy worked with the same people, Caleb and Joe Joe mastered it, and Caleb, and but yeah, both those guys. We've got a solid team together. We had the same artist, Pig Hands, that worked on the first album. Same people that mixed it and mastered it, and we'll probably keep the team together for the next one again. And just every time they get a little bit more familiar with us, and we'll take a little bit. I think next time we'll probably go into a real studio and track the basics live together, kind of old school style. But yeah, it turned out good this way. No worries.
I was telling you before we started rolling, I'm a huge fan of this record. I listen to it all the time. You guys have gotten a lot of acclaim on this record. I see press from all over the world on this record.
Yep.
What's the reception been like? How do you feel about it?
Man, we were blown away. When the Doom charts came out, which is kind of a big deal for
number two.
Yeah, it was number one in the United States.
Yeah.
Number two
okay, I missed that one. I saw number 2. I was like, that's good enough.
Yeah, it was. It caught me by surprise, because I was scrolling through. I started at the bottom at 23, and I was like, oh man, it's like there's some really great records on here. I Hate God, Yawning Suns, like some really fantastic bands. And by the time we got to the top 10, I was like, we didn't make it this month. And then boom, we hit number 2. I mean, it floored me. I didn't expect it. I'll put it that way. But, the response we've gotten has been fantastic. We have a great label. We're on Ripple Music now out of the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And they are, like, in my opinion, really kind of paving the way for this genre
coming.
of music. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Up and coming.
Their lineup is unbelievable, like the roster bands they have, and it's only getting stronger. The stuff, and they're working with Blasco from, the bass player for Ozzy Osbourne, and it's like, we're cutting new ground, and I'm glad we landed on the label we landed on when we landed on them.
Let's talk a little bit about that. How did that happen?
I sent them an unsolicited package, and I met the dude.
Making shit happen.
Yeah, I met the dude at Psycho Las Vegas, Todd Severn, the CEO of the label. I met him at Psycho Las Vegas back in 2018, and I was like, hey man, I got this band. I gave him our first album, just kind of handed it to him, and he just heard about us. He kept up. He saw us making waves on the first record, hitting the Doom charts 3 months in a row, hitting the top 100 for the year, and he just kind of kept following us. And when I said, we got another record and we're ready to go. Or you want to do this? And he was like, hell yeah, and send it to me. So and that's how it happened. That
I'm
fast.
wondering which song you sent him.
So I sent him the whole damn record.
Oh, really?
I was like, here you go, man.
Yeah, man. So many great songs on this record. Rise of the Heathens, I think, is my favorite.
It's a good one, yeah.
I love that song. I can listen to it over and over. Of course, the title track. Great songs. TC alluded to a little bit of what you wanted to do a little differently on this record. What was your approach? How did the approach differ for you than the first one?
You know, I'm not a fantastic guitar player, but I can only play like drop Z, open chords, you know, at 60 BPMs on so many songs, you know, and eventually it just gets to the point where it just, I just, you know, as he forces me to get better at my instrument and better at my vocals and challenges me to go above and beyond what my comfort zone is, it was just inevitable that the album just kind of started taking on a little bit more of a mature position, I think. And it's a lot, you know, I love the first record, but I think the second album just kind of takes it to a different level of maturity than what the first album was.
You know, I think I was thinking to myself as I was getting prepared for today, and I was really happy for you guys when you got the deal. And then I was like, man, you know, so deservingly, this record is so awesome. And then I was thinking to myself, how gratifying can it be for someone like Bishop and TC who've been around in our scene for so long. Now we were kidding around, you know, we're older vets now, and for you guys to secure a deal and really doing a whole different kind of brand of music than what you were doing in the youngin' days. You know, I mean, people want to call it doom or whatever they want to call it, but really like the southern kind of heaviness, low end, kind of mid-tempo stuff. And if you would have told me you were going to do this, 15 years ago, I probably said, no way. But, because I remember one of the first times we interviewed, you had your big, long leather coat on or whatever.
Yeah, I don't look near as good in vinyl underwear as I did 20 years ago.
Exactly. How gratifying is that for you, TC, to be kind of having some of this success now at this tenure in your career?
Oh, man, it means the world. I mean, it really does. But, you know, basically what we did, we used to play in a band called Gabba Gabba Sabba, which was Pibble Daycare playing a bunch of Sabbath covers and Ramones covers. So, and we'd always have a blast doing it, you know, and a lot of us, you know, a couple of the guys are older than a couple of other guys, and a couple of us grew up in the 70s, and we loved the old 70 rock bands. So, you know, we basically did what we wanted to do, just played the music we wanted to play. And it just turns out that there happens to be kind of a coinciding wave going on. It just happens that, you know, we got some other stuff going on, but all of that's just icing on the cake, man. We're just happy to write tunes together, happy that we're still hanging out as friends, you know, and anything else, these record deals or some of the chart stuff, it's really cool, and we love it, and it's surprising at our age, but it's just all icing on the cake. We'd be happy just recording our music and recording and putting out our vinyl and selling to friends, and we'll just keep on doing our thing. But yeah, it's been surprising, that people kind of latched onto it like they did.
I've always loved and admired your humility, and I was telling my primo before we came in here, I said TC is like one of the best kept secrets in our metal scene, and has been for so many years. I love his playing. You don't have to shred to be so impactful with your playing and your tone. I mean, I've just always loved it, and this record really exudes who you are, I feel, as a guitar player at this stage in your career. So that's awesome, man. Another song that I love, and I remember I messaged you out of the blue. I was jamming. I'm like, I'm gonna text this motherfucker, and it was a lyric or one of the lyrics for Texas.
Yeah.
I love that song. Talk a little bit about that one.
Texas was something I never thought would ever make the record. I was actually petrified to even consider putting it on there. It was just something I wrote, and I told Todd, I was like, hey man, I kind of wrote this little ditty, you know, it's kind of like reminiscent about the days when we were, you know, living in a van in California, and, you know, and just like, you know, we were trying to make it big back in the day.
We don't want to die in California.
Yeah. And it just seemed fitting for the time. It was some lyrics that I had jotted down in a notebook from like, a couple decades ago, and it came out of nowhere. It was just one of those songs that I would kind of like woke up middle of the night and I was like, I got to go write this down type thing. And it stuck, and I'm kind of fucking blown away by how good the response is on that song. I thought it would be like, everybody be like, oh, the album's great, except for that fucking Texas song. That one sucks, you know. I just didn't expect people to like it, you know. It
also has like that, like there's a Western overtone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is cool.
Well, I'm a redneck from Texas. You know, it's been no secret, and I'm a Texan, and this is where I want to die. You know, this is my life. I'm a Texan.
Made me want to strap on my pistolas.
Yeah.
fucking probably shoot somebody. But no, great song, man.
Cool.
Great song. There was an extended version of that song.
Yeah.
Is that on all the regular releases, or is that on a special?
It's on the CD and the digital downloads. It will not be on the vinyl, and it will not be on the cassette when the cassettes come out in a couple months. We are doing a run of cassettes as well. And the extended version features a guitar solo by the bird over here, Mr. Connally,
Yep.
as well as a third verse that is not on the regular. And the only reason, that was how the song was originally written, but you know, when you press vinyl, you only have so many minutes, so we had to do a little creative editing, so therefore you have the album version and the extended version.
Yeah, really cool. I also like too, and I remember you had sent me the record before it came out. Ripple, you didn't hear that, but I was listening to it, and then when you sent me the artwork, I thought it was really cool that you still had the ferryman on the thunder horse and the whole purple kind of motif on it.
Yeah.
Cool artwork. I always hear people say like, "Oh, that artwork is so fucking cool." Who does the artwork for you guys?
It's an artist called Pig Hands out of the UK.
Oh wow.
And he's, we've latched onto him kind of like, Iron Maiden latched onto their guy. He's been with us on the first album, he's done our second album, and of course we're going to hit him up for the third one if he can. But
Yeah.
super, super talented. All of his artwork's amazing. You know what I mean? He could send us anything. We just say like, dude, do whatever. Here's the name of the album. You send it back.
Did y'all kind of tell him to kind of keep the same kind of theme?
Yeah, we just told him, say, hey, this is the name of the album. Go crazy.
Yeah.
Say, keep the theme going. He goes, okay, and he sent us that back, and it was like the first draft. We said, well, yeah, we'll take it.
You guys did a video stream during the pandemic, a live show, right? Was that in August?
No, we attempted to.
It didn't happen?
So we attempted to do the live stream, and the weekend I was supposed to come down here, hurricane.
Yeah.
I forgot what hurricane it was, but we got hit by a hurricane, and I couldn't leave Houston. So it was like one of those things where we had all this hype, this build up to this big live stream, and then, so what I did, I just took a bunch of like old footage that we had from live shows, pasted them all together, and put down like an hour and 10-minute long, here's a concert, sorry we couldn't make it,
Right. So is today here at High Tones the first show you guys have played, and how long?
Since 2019, December 2019.
Wow. Wow. How excited are you about today?
It's just blown away just to get up on stage. I like any musician. Musician, doesn't matter, local, national, everybody just wants to, grab their instrument, get up on stage. So, that's what it's all about. We've canceled so many shows. We book one 3 months out. We're only supposed to be shut down for 2 weeks, and then, it goes on for 3 months, and 3 months turns to, everybody knows that. But yeah, we canceled, and then finally it looks like, we'll actually be able to pull one off in case something other happens. But it looks like this one's actually going to go, so.
I don't want to open the politics jar with you.
No.
Okay, because I know how deep the rabbit hole we can go in that. But do you feel happy, or how do you feel about things kind of opening up again?
Oh, I'm very excited for all my friends and family that are able to get their lives back on track, and hopefully they can go back to work and continue on with their lives. And, it's unfortunate that we've all lost a lot of friends. We've had a lot of friends lost a lot of their personal stuff, because of this stuff. And I think I'm ready to round the corner and just kind of get back to normal. I think we all are.
Yeah, I think it's about time, not only for the economy of our state and country, but I think also for just our social well-being, our mental well-being. I think some people have just not been able to adjust quite well. So yeah. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. You guys released a video for the title track not too long ago. I love the video. Where did Kim go? Video 77. We love the video.
I guess, but yeah.
Great video.
Yeah, Kimmy's, she did the first two so far.
And Let Me Bleed was the other one.
Yeah, Let Me Bleed, yep. Let Them Bleed, and the Chosen One. Yeah, we and it was kind of weird also because we didn't, we had to, get everybody together. It was right during the whole COVID thing, so it was hard to really shoot. But yeah, she did a great job. You know what I mean? So we're happy. It represents the band really well.
Yeah, I always want to see you guys play live. So continue more of that stuff. I love it, man.
Next couple are going to be a little bit more artsy and, less of our ugly mugs and a little bit more, dark and doomy stuff. But, yeah, a lot of people hadn't really seen the band, what we look like. So, yeah, it's gets people turned on to what we're like live. That's basically it. You see our videos, that's basically what you're going to get.
And that's, and we talk within our own circle. We're talking about San Antonio and Texas, but yet you guys have fans all over the country and world now, and that's a great thing to see.
It is fantastic. Yeah, the
people are like, "Who's Pitbull Daycare?"
Yeah. Thank God. So,
Come on.
The response has been unbelievable for Thunder Horse. We're excited about it. You know, it's new and exciting for us, and for us to be doing this for as long as we've been doing it, this feels real fresh and fun. And that's what I like about it.
I think that's what keeps us driven as artists and what we do in the passion of our lives. You know, we all have our little day jobs, but you know, it's things like music and supporting the music scene and being part of it in whatever way we can that keeps us happy and alive.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so TC kind of alluded already to the fact you guys are writing new music.
Yes.
What's going on there?
We're already working on the next record.
Wow.
So we're not wasting any time. We you know.
Is Ripple saying we want a new record by the end of the year?
No, they're very. It's like we run our own band, and I'm happy with it being like that. But you know, Black Sabbath put one out every 8 months. Why can't we?
Hey, if you can do it, why not?
Yeah.
I love the fact that, you know, every time you guys release music too, it's like you're kind of like immortalizing yourself every time. You know, God forbid, you know, if anything happens to any one of us, you know, that your music will continue to persevere long in our music scene and long in the world after any of us are all gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a big thing. You know what I mean? We're all doing it. Like I say, we're doing it for just, you know, doing music that we grew up on and that we like to jam on and play. And like, you know, we've been doing it long enough that we tend to force ourselves to do it semi-professionally. You know what I mean? Because we kind of learn from our mistakes.
Sure.
But yeah, everything else, like doing these interviews with you, seeing you, you know, getting some vinyl sold and stuff like that. And it's just icing on the cake. And the good thing is it's kind of like a little movement going on right now, dude. Like back in the day when I was a kid, you know, I used to go out and buy vinyl. I used to listen to it on headphones, listen to the whole album. And people are doing that again. People are actually buying vinyl, listening to it, not buying single tracks, not listening one track at a time. I mean, they're collecting it, you know, buying it for the artwork, buying it for the music. And that's exactly what happened when I was a kid, you know. So it's like, it's really cool. You know?
I want the splatter. I hope there's one left in there for me.
We're getting low.
I know, I heard.
We're getting low.
That's how long this interview goes, because I think the last couple of ones, it's already sold. It's already sold out, like on I guess on the
sold out online.
Ripple site.
Oh, really?
But yeah, it's sold out. Yeah.
I saw some guy walk by our truck, and I said, "Hey," he had a vinyl. I said, "Let me check out your vinyl." He goes, "Oh, this is the splatter." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "There's only 8 left," or something like that.
There may be only 1 or 2 left right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go get mine once we're done here, because I definitely want it, and I want you guys to sign it for me.
Cool.
Do you guys kind of feel a little sense of urgency now that we're older in your careers, that we want to get more music out as quickly as we can?
Yeah. I really feel like, you know, it's like, you know, we kind of pave ourselves after the 70s bands. You know, they were putting out albums every 6 months, or some of them at every year, you know. And I remember like Boston waited 2 years, you know, after their debut album, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, they waited so long," you know. So I mean, you know, with us, you know, we just want to put out an album every year and look back in 3 or 4 years and have like 3 or 4 albums, instead of looking back in 3 years and saying like, "Oh, we need to get on that next album." You know what I mean? Yeah. So
if things do open up across the country, would you and opportunities come for the band to tour or play shows outside of Texas? Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, we're actually looking at we're kind of focusing on like the late summer, early fall right now. We think that maybe by then things will kind of be getting a little bit somewhat normal, hopefully somewhat normal. And so we're actually booking some shows in the August area.
Cool.
Maybe in the fall, you know, and we'll see how it goes. You know, we're working on it.
Do you want to do like a headline or a support?
No, I'd be happy to go out and open for a band and then hang out and party.
Yeah, let's go on early and have
I
a
don't
good
want a
time.
headline. That's too much work, man.
they're all the people, not us.
Yeah, and it's a great way to grow the fan base and see you guys play. I think that's a big attribute of the band too. I love to see you guys play, man. Yeah. And I think the last time I saw you play was at that place. I forget. No, it was that place where Diana bartends. What's it called? Booze Hounds.
Yeah,
that was the last time. Last
Yeah.
time I saw you guys play. Yes, it was a long time ago. Yeah. So I'm really anticipating the show tonight, gentlemen. Any last words before we end out? Anything I missed that you'd like to share with people around the world who will see this interview?
Man, just appreciate all the support. I mean, absolutely. From the local scene, from the local magazines, from the, you know, guys like you, been around, you know, as long as we have. You know, I can't imagine longer. Can't anybody being around longer than we have, as far as like, you know, in the music scene. But maybe so.
It's rare.
It's rare.
You guys don't look too bad either.
Yeah, man. That's you know, just you know, everybody, you know, just try to get out and support your local music, and then go out and put on an album and listen to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Take 30 minutes out of your life, put on some headphones, and you know, you won't regret it. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
How about you, Bishop?
Yeah, man. Just remember, you know, like this has been a tough year for everybody. Like I said, we've had great friends go. We've had some really fantastic people in the scene pass, and just remember that, you know, it's one thing to be alive, but it's a completely different thing to live. So don't just be content being alive for another day. Get out and live like it's your last day. I can't stress that enough.
Well fucking said, and you live your life like that.
Fucking
and,
right.
and I admire you about that. I admire you for that so much. And you're really passionate about so many things in your life. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, TC.
Man, thank you, Mero.
My pleasure having you guys in our program again. Everyone out there, remember the brand new one from the band is called Chosen One. It is out on Ripple Music out of San Francisco. Be sure to look for it. You can find it on all your music outlets. But get a hard copy in your hands too, man, for all you old schoolers who like it that way. Remember, you saw the band only right here on Rob's